Hello, all of my children on YouTube. MainDaddySWE here, hoping everyone is doing great. Had an amazing Easter and staying healthy. I'm gonna do a review on King Kong versus Godzilla. No, it's Godzilla versus Kong is the name of a movie. I don't do movie reviews very often. I should be doing more of them. I'm quite interested in movies. But this one, I really felt like I want to talk about it because I was so pleasantly surprised. I watched the Godzilla movie from, is it 2015? I don't remember the director's name. I think it was the director that made a... what's the movie called? Monsters or something? Low budget, sci-fi, apocalyptic future. Okay, 2014. Okay, anyway. He made Godzilla. I thought it was pretty good, although Bryan Cranston was used for 2 seconds, and then you had the guy from Kick-Ass was the lead, and he was kind of boring and bland, his character. I don't think the actor is, but the character was really dull. And then you throw in the classic, oh, we need stakes, you know, so he has a family, you know, a wife and a small kid. And by the end, we just don't really give a shit because the characters aren't very well developed. What we want to see is Godzilla. And you have quite a bit of Godzilla, but it's also very dark. It's kind of hard to see what's going on many times. And it suffers, it didn't suffer too much from shaky cam and all of that, but some. And then you had King of Monsters. I think that one was 2018? No, 17? I don't remember. Didn't watch it because I saw that the Stranger Things girl was in it. And that's not being sexist or anything. It's just that, like, any kid would have thrown me off. Even if it was a young boy or young girl. I'm just like... this is not going in the right direction. I think this is gonna be really goofy or have another like really garbage like, you know, family drama that we're supposed to care about, but we just wanna see the monsters go at it. Like, I don't give a shit about the human characters. So that's why I hear some good word of mouth on Godzilla versus Kong, and I'm like, okay, maybe they got it right. And I watch it and it's like, oh dear Lord, this has to be one of the best monster movies of all time. It's like, I mean, I don't want to talk too much about special effects, but like, holy shit, the effects. And it's just non-stop action. And if you want to see Kong versus Godzilla, I mean, the title of the movie, that's exactly what you get. And their fight scenes are just so beautiful. It's not only the effects, but it's like, it's the opposite of effects movies these days. There's no shaky cam. There are no crazy close-ups. You can see everything at all times. It's like wide angle. You see Kong and Godzilla punch each other, and the camera is just completely still. It doesn't do this. It's like, you can see them in all of their glory, punching each other, and the choreography is great, and I was just so blown away just because the presentation of the monsters and them fighting and the action scenes was the complete opposite of what we usually see in blockbusters these days. The action was very easy to follow, and that actually puts greater stress on animators to do a good job, because you can hide poor animation and effects with a blurry shaky cam or a camera moving a lot. But here, no, it's like the camera is completely steady and the effects are 10 out of 10, like top notch. Yeah, it's like if you like action and if you want to see a great monster movie and just them wrecking stuff, I thought this was really good. And yeah, this is live. And it really skips almost all of the human elements, because they realize that people want to see Kong versus Godzilla. They are the title characters and they should be the main characters. So So the human characters are there, but at least half the movie is just following our protagonist, who is Kong, is the protagonist of a movie. And I also like, but any scene, the scenes I didn't like was actually her again. What's her name? Millie from Stranger Things, the actress. She's in this one as well, and she leads her little ragtag of heroes. Like one dude who apparently, I mean, it's her. She's supposed to be a hero, and they're going to infiltrate the big evil corporation. Millie Brown, what's her name? It's her. And then there's another dude who has inside information on the evil corporation. And then there's this comic relief character who's played by, he's supposed to be like the biggest cuck you've ever seen. I was laughing out loud at how much she's cucking him the entire movie. I mean, it's like, you could write, "I have no balls" on his forehead. It was so obvious all the time. And there's even a scene, I think he gets a little bit of water on his shoulder, and he's like, "Oh, oh." I mean, it was funny for 5 seconds, but it's like, it's just so bad. And she's being a badass, you know, and she's like, "Oh, you're a fucking idiot." And he's like, "Yeah, I'm a fucking dumbass. I'm driving this car. You ain't got no balls." And he's like, "Oh, yeah." I'm like, what the fuck is this? Any scene featuring them, I did something else. I was like, I can write on my notes, or I'm checking my phone. It's like, I couldn't stand it. It was all of their scenes. And to be honest, their part of the story is completely nonsensical. I mean, the story overall is really bad. You're there for the action. But any scene with them, if you watch this movie, you can do something else. And then as soon as you see Kong again, you pay attention to the movie, basically. And I liked the music. There was a lot of tributes to classic, you know, classic Godzilla scores and King Kong. You know, these epic sounding tracks. You had that, but you know, for the most part, it was pretty generic movie music. And the final thing I want to say about the movie is how everything is just fucking destroyed. Like, you can't take these movies seriously, because if you even turn on your brain for like 1 second, you're like, okay, so Godzilla with his tail, kablam, in one tail swoop, he blows up 2 aircraft carriers, like, or big destroyer ships. And you're like, okay, how many army guys just died? Like, how many of them? And it's so comical, because the movie tells us that, oh, you know, every human life, oh, every death is such a tragedy. Oh, in the first Godzilla movie, he's in the army, our hero. And we always see his family. "Oh no, Johnny, don't die, come home. Oh no, if Johnny dies, no." And then in this movie, 2 aircraft carriers. And you're like, okay, how many Johnnies died? How many Johnnies with families and friends? But we don't care about those, because we've never seen their face. And then, I mean, by the end of this movie, I'm not gonna spoil it, but of course there's a big end fight. And they are in a big, huge metropole city, you know, huge city. And they basically level the entire fucking city. I mean, King Kong, our hero, he's jumping around using buildings as trampolines. You know, a big skyscraper, he jumps on it, it just blows up. And you're like, and he just does it. It just trampolines from one building to the next. Like, blah, 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 blah. Godzilla starts using his atomic breath. And you see, he just swoops with it like this. And he cuts down 8 buildings like skyscrapers. Blah, 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 blah. It's like, I'm just sitting there like, okay, how many Are we talking hundreds of thousands? Or are we talking millions dead? I mean, seriously, it's just a complete fucking nuclear destruction. And then by the end, you know, and, you know, the good guys win. Yay, we won! Yeah, congrats! And we're standing in a city where it looks like a nuke just dropped like 2 minutes earlier. Yeah, yeah, we win! Woo! Good job, King Kong! Yeah! And you're like, okay, but, you know, he's our savior, King Kong! And the entire city is destroyed. 1 million dead. To me, it's just hilarious if you just think for a second. You just spoiled it. That's not a spoiler. The movie is called Godzilla vs. Kong, and you're surprised they fight. Like, give me a fucking break. But yeah, I think that's gonna be my review. I very much recommend it. If you can turn off your brain, it's incredibly entertaining. Especially if you like monster movies, it's seriously top notch. Top notch.